So today we're checking out an elliptical machine by MERACH. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel, but I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information because chances are the price is going to change by the time you're watching this. Good thing is it comes very well packaged because the box itself is somewhat heavy, although it does feel a little bit smaller or more compact than some of the others out there, which is nice if you don't have a lot of space. As you can see, there are a few parts that you've got to put together, but I feel like this is less or at least easier to put together than some of the exercise bikes that I've assembled recently. Instructions are pretty straightforward on how to put everything together, and the bolts are marked clearly, so I don't feel like you can really mess this one up, which is nice to see. Believe it or not, that's not always the case. Then once you have everything put together, there's these little plastic pieces that snap together, which are going to cover up where the bolts are. And then there's 3 bolts to hold on each pedal, which feel like they're just big enough for my feet. I wear size 13, so anything larger than that, it might be a tight fit, obviously depending on what types of shoes you're going to wear. You've also got a couple wires there to connect for the controls. Then you just tighten that up there on the back with a couple screws. It also has a cup or bottle holder there below where the controls are. You plug in the power down towards the bottom on the back. The control is actually a dial, sort of reminds me of my Nest thermostat, which is going to give you your stats, and then you can rotate it to turn up or down the resistance all the way up to level 16. This one also works with their mobile app, which has more training options on it as well. And then of course, if you just want to use the dial while streaming stuff on your tablet, it's just nice to have either option. Now I tested this out with an older iPad, but it looks like it's going to work for just about any tablet around the 10-inch size. I definitely feel like the tablet holder on their exercise bikes are a little bit better than the one on here, but it's still going to get the job done. And then just to be clear, obviously this is not going to compete against something you would see at a gym considering this price point, but the build quality seems pretty good with this one, a little better than I was expecting. The operation of it's nice and smooth, especially for an entry-level elliptical. I don't even think this one makes any sound whatsoever until you start adjusting the resistance level. The one thing I think they could do to make this elliptical even better, at least for me, is if it had a longer stride or just more distance from the front to the back. Of course, it may come down to how tall you are because I'm right at 6 feet tall, but you can definitely get a good workout with this machine and would probably be a good budget option if you're just starting to work out at home or this is your first elliptical.